Hi guys, it's beer time. I'm not going to promote any beers, but if you'd like to know uh, an affordable beer that I would recommend at any time, well, so how are you doing, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am just relaxed here after work, my beautiful sofa. It's now about 5 minutes past 5, but guys, it's already dark outside. It's winter time, so it's not very good weather, but I am not complaining. I am keeping myself warm and trying to stay positive. So guys, today I want to talk about something that has been in my heart for a while. In my last video, I mentioned I was talking about how I got a job here in Germany, what I did, and a lot of my friends have asked my throat, guys. A lot of friends have asked me in the past. Did you really have to do all that you did to get to where you are? Did I have to do all these master programs and extra courses that I did in order to get the job, and was it worth it? If you've not watched that video where I discussed how I got my job, my my professional job in Germany, you should click on the link. Is it here or is it here? Here or here? And you can click here, there, does it matter? There or there, and you can see how I got the job, what I did, and then we can talk about it. We can have a discussion there. But you can leave your comment there, and I will try to find time to check your comments and answer as many of them as possible. So, well, the answer to the question, is it worth it or was it worth it? I will say, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should say yes or no. I got my current job right after I finished my last master program from the University of London. And I paid quite a sizable amount of money to get that qualification. I did not pay for the qualification, guys, but the school fee, the tuition fee is a lot of money. To study in the UK, it's a lot of money, but I was able to get financing for the program, so that helped. But still, it's money that I paid, and I'm glad that I did the course. I don't regret 4 minutes, because I don't think I would have gotten the job that I have without this particular master program. I have tried to get jobs with my other two master programs, but it wasn't working, and that's what I want to talk about today. Why I think I had to do all what I did, to get where I am. The point is, as I said in the last video, is that it's a bit a tricky situation here in Germany if you're a foreigner, and especially if you're a person of color like me, and especially if you're not from if you have not the, how should I put it, like, let's say, skills that are highly sought after, jobs where there's shortage of professionals or enough trained or qualified potential employees, then it becomes really hard for you to get a job here. And it's even harder if you are a foreigner and you cannot speak German, speak and write German perfectly. It becomes really hard. You really have to struggle. And that is what I had to face when I left university here in Germany the first time. I quickly realized that I am going nowhere. I had a very good international master program. It's a well-known university and all that, but everywhere I tried, I was just turned down because, first of all, the employers that I tried to send applications to here in Europe after my master program, my first master program, they kept on asking me, "What is it that you studied? We don't really know what you studied. Can you explain to us what you studied?" And at one time I just got tired of explaining what I studied. Very nice. Then the other problem was that I could not speak German. So, well, even if they would have given me a chance, they still opted for somebody who can speak German. Then I was like, okay, fine. I go back to school. I try to study now in German and in English, and maybe that's going to make me more marketable. And I'm going to do a course that I think the employers here in Europe will have heard about, will know, and I mean, in Germany specifically, not in Europe, because I was concentrating on Germany. And then I thought, that should work, so it's not a problem, I'll do that. So I went back to school. On the side, I was learning German, and then I went to do this other course. And then I was done, and then the certificate in my hands. I thought, this is it. I thought, this is my chance. I am going to get a job now. Lo and behold, nothing. I sent thousands of applications. Trust me, guys, I lost count of how many applications I've submitted this far, because there are so many. And every time rejects, as I said in the last video, even one company was just telling me why they can't employ me, because their customers cannot get along with people of color, so they were going to spare me the pain. So they made the decision for me, and I have a feeling, and this is where this video is coming in now. This is the main purpose of this video. I have a feeling that when you are a foreigner here in Germany, and especially if you are a dark-skinned foreigner, you must try really hard. Like you have to work double just to prove yourself that you are worth that job. The employers, I think they have a lot of expectations from a potential employee, obviously, but on top of all these expectations that they expect you to have, then when you come as a foreigner, and especially a foreigner with a dark skin, they expect even more from you. And I kept on thinking that if I train more, if I get more skills, if I get more qualifications, maybe I'll be more qualified. But then I realized that that's not even helping, because the German employer is still kind of skeptical. They're still like, oh, this guy, we don't know if he can do the job. Some employers tells me, oh, we think, even though you're qualified, no doubt, but we think you'll be, the job will be too much for you. You will be, they say in German, you'll be überfordert. The job will just give you stress. So it's better that we just spare you that, we don't want you to be stressed. But then I ask myself, okay, so you've made the decision that the job will stress me, that it will be too much for me. So how am I supposed to prove that I can actually do the job when you've already made the decision for me? Do you know what I mean, guys? Like, I can't get the job already. The decision has been made, even though I'm qualified, because the employer thinks it'll be too much for me. So, does that help me? No. Well, and I have had so many experiences like this, where I get so close to a job and I have, like these high hopes, and I'm like, this is it, guys, this is it. This is my dream come true. But then, just at the last moment, employer said just, or the potential employer just decided to give the job to somebody else. And I keep on asking myself, is there something wrong with me? Am I, am I that bad? Am I that so unemployable? You know what I mean? But then I have quickly come to realize that in most cases, I'm not saying in all cases, like my current employer is really nice, and I'm really grateful to them that they gave me the job, even with all my limitations. And I will always be grateful because they gave me really a good chance for me, to get somewhere in my career. But before that, in many cases, it was just a simple matter of hidden discrimination. Let me put it there. Let me just put it out there. They, I don't want to say that they just discriminated me because I'm black. No, I don't want to say that. But they had, stereotypes in their mind about foreigners, and especially foreigners like me, colored foreigners, and they didn't really know what to do with me. So even if I was qualified for the job, they had a lot of questions. They were like, is he going to fit in our team? Are we going to understand him? Can we trust whatever he's going to write? So many things, And because of that, they just discriminated me knowingly or unknowingly, you know, you know, and they just thought it's better just to pick somebody who can easily fit in our group, basically a white person, a white German. And that's my feeling, when you are a foreigner here, and especially a black foreigner in this country, you really must work extra hard to prove yourself. No matter how highly qualified you are academically, you must really go an extra step to prove to the potential employer that actually that you can do it. Do you know what I mean, guys? I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but I think you get the drift. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's so frustrating because if you think about how much effort you've put to go to school, how much money you've paid, the time you've invested, all these things that you want to do to pass the exams, the projects and stuff, and then you come out here into the job market and you're told, oh, we are sorry, we can't because and you get all these kind of strange reasons that sometimes don't even make sense at all. Do you know what I mean? And I feel judged a lot of times here in Germany. I feel judged even before I can open my mouth. Somebody looks at me and they're like, whatever is going to come out of that mouth, nah, we cannot trust it. Just because of the way I look, you just feel judged already. Or even sometimes you go to a shop and you can see people looking at you strangely, like especially if you go to these expensive shops, you can see something happens. It's like they expect you to grab something and run away with it, even though you're actually going there to buy something or to just spend money. And there's a lot of stuff going on that even if the person doesn't realize that they're actually discriminating you, indirectly they are actually discriminating you because they're not giving you the chance, not even the least of the chances. One time I went with a friend of mine, a beautiful lady from Kenya. We went to Stuttgart, downtown, and we wanted to buy, I don't know what she was buying, I forgot. I think it was some kind of face cream, some foundation or something. I don't know about makeups, guys. And we went to this shop which is well known for storing such makeup stuff. And at that time it was Lupita Nyong'o's, fame time, 12 Years as a Slave. Remember that year when it came out, this movie, and everybody, it was the hype. Everybody was talking about Lupita Nyong'o, and this shop had pictures of Lupita Nyong'o Postered everywhere. Everywhere you could look was just Lupita Nyong'o in her glory, you know. And so we went to this shop and we were so excited to see black faces everywhere. You know, we were like, oh, finally we are home. And then we went to this sales lady and we told her we are looking for something, but we can't find eight. And the lady, my friend, told this lady, the sales lady. Do you know what the sales lady said? Oh, I'm so sorry. We don't have it here. We don't store people for, you know. She did not finish the sentence. And then my girlfriend was like, oh, you mean you don't store products for dark skinned people? She said, yeah, that's what I wanted to say, you know. But anyway, maybe you should try ordering from our online shop. You know, the branch in Paris must have such stuff because in Paris, you know, they have more people like you. You know, this lady, this sales lady, she was really nice. She was not rude or anything, but she, you know, like, she didn't realize that actually she was talking shit. You know, like, it was not proper what she was saying because she had already, you know, made up her mind, you know, that, you know, that's how it is, that the shop doesn't have these products. And guys, I am still learning these things. I just realized that I was out of focus the whole time, you know. I did not check my settings so well, and my head was cut and I don't know what. So but now I think it's good. Anyway, so I was saying we went to this shop in Stuttgart, downtown, and they had this picture of Lupita Nyong'o everywhere. Or if you don't know, Lupita Nyong'o is a famous Kenyan actress. I think she has also Mexican citizenship, and she lives in the US. So she's quite cosmopolitan. You know, she is the citizen of the world. But she's black and she has a very dark skin tone, and she wears her hair, you know, natural afro hair, quite a lot of time. And she has embraced her melanated skin, and she doesn't really give a damn, you know, like she's empowered. And anyway, so we went to this shop and we thought, wow, if they have a picture of Lupita Nyong'o everywhere, then they must have products for people of color, you know, dark skinned people. And so me and my friend, we went there, and this little, like, when we approached this sales lady, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, we don't store products for people like, you know. Then the sentence stopped there, and my lady friend, my girlfriend, was like, oh, do you mean people like us? And then she was like, yes, you know, people like you, maybe you should try our shop in Paris or online, you know, maybe they have the products, but I can't help you, you don't have them. And then my lady, the lady I was with, she asked her, can't you check? Maybe you overlooked something. Could you maybe check in your stores? You know, maybe ask your manager or something. No, I'm very sure we don't store people for, you know, we don't store products for people with dark skinned color. I'm so sorry. I have to deal with another customer. And off she ran. You know, I have to deal with them. And she went to another group of customers. And we were left there just puzzled. We were just baffled. We were like, what just happened? You know? Well, what really pissed me off is that we looked afterwards, we went running up and down there, and we were actually able to find the product. They had the product. It was not the right shade that she was looking for, my friend from Kenya, but we found the product that she wanted. So I still don't understand why this sales lady decided just to, you know, just to tell us bullshit. You know, I think she just was like, these ones, I don't think they can buy anything here, you know, because it's also expensive products. They're very expensive products. But anyway, my point is that you feel judged all the time when you're in this country and you're dark skin color, you know, dark, what am I saying? When you're dark skin or when you're skin color is dark, you feel judged all the time. No matter how good you try to be, you feel judged. Another case, I have a cousin of mine. She's basically born here. She speaks German through the nose. If you hear her speaking on the telephone, you will not know if she's black until you see her. And I remember her telling me stories how she would make a phone call for an appointment, say at a doctor's, let's say the dentist, and she'd be like, "Oh, my name is Anastasia Annabelle Marie Isabel the First," something like that, "and I would like to make an appointment to see the dentist." And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course. Can you make it at 10:30? Yeah, of course, I can make it at 10:30." And then she goes there at 10:30, and the receptionist is looking at her like, "Oh, can I help you?" And she's like, "Yes, I have an appointment at 10:30, and my name is Isabel Marie." And the receptionist is like, "Oh, you are?" And my cousin is like, "Yes, I am. Is there a problem?" "Oh, no. On the telephone you were sounding so different." And my cousin is like, "Different? How?" "Oh, you were sounding German." And my cousin is like, "Yeah, I am German." And the receptionist is like, "But you know what I mean." And she's like, "Oh, you mean I'm not white?" "You mean I was sounding like a white person speaking German?" And the receptionist is like, "Yeah, kind of, I'm a bit surprised to see you speak very good German. Where did you learn your German from?" And then she started becoming nice. "Oh, where did you learn German from?" Like she saw my cousin, she's black, and she already judged her. She's like, "Oh, well, who is she? Does she have an appointment with us?" And then my cousin says the name, and she doubts her even more because my cousin speaks German fluently, So such cases and many, many others will make you feel all the time judged here, and it can get into your brains, I am glad I'm a strong person, but sometimes I can't help myself. It gets into me sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I can't deal with it anymore. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pack my bags, I'm gonna leave this country, and I'm not coming back. But then I think that will be giving up, If I pack my bags now and leave, that will be giving up. I have to persevere. I have to show these people that I am as human as any other human, and as human as human can get. I can't give up. At least for the sake of the future generations who come here or who will be born here and have migration background, I have to fight, and it's that fight in me that keeps me here. Otherwise I could have left a long time ago. I could have given up a long time ago, because it's really hard when you are judged the whole time, or it's really hard when you're told you're not good enough the whole time, no matter how much you've tried to better yourself, And I give you another example before I finish this video. I went to another company, I did the interview, I even made presentations, and I could see potential, and I was like, "Oh, this could be 8." That was many years ago. I don't remember when. And then during the last day, they were like, "Is it possible for you to speak like a British or like an American?" And I was a bit baffled. I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Can you use the American or British accent?" So I was like, "Well, I think I could fake it, but I don't want to. That's not me. Why should I fake my accent? That's not the way I speak. That's not the way I sound. And I would have to think the whole time when I'm talking that I must sound British or American. Why do you want that?" And they're like, "Oh, we're looking for a candidate who has a British or American accent." I was like, "Oh, so does it mean I can't get a job?" And they were like, "Oh, we are so sorry, we can't give you the job, because of that. We would rather have somebody who sounds British or American." I was like, "Okay, oh, but," then they say, "but we'd like you to meet our boss." So this guy comes in, some guy from the UK, and we started chatting, and he knew that I'm from Kenya, and he was very excited that even he could speak a word of two in Swahili. You're like, jambo, jambo. And then he was like, oh, so did you get the job? I was like, no, I did not get the job. I was told I have to speak like an American or British. And then the guy was like, the owner of the company was like, what? They told you that? Why would somebody think that I want somebody who speaks British or American? You know, and what do they mean? Do they mean the southern dialect from America? Do they mean, I don't know, okay, which dialect are they talking about? Do they mean received pronunciation? Do they mean Cockney? Do they mean Irish? What do they mean? And then he called them inside and he asked the human resource guy, why did you tell this guy that? I don't deal like that. And they were like, yeah, but our customer is a German company and they specifically say that we should recruit somebody who sounds British or American. So we are just doing what our customer told us to do. And the guy was like, oh, okay. I didn't know German companies are like that. I mean, it was I think the company was not so old. And so I think he was also learning the way things work here in Germany. So just such simple things. Just because I have a foreign accent, I don't get a job, even though I'm qualified. But anyway, these few things that I've mentioned here are just a tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of stuff that people of color go through in this country, and if you're not strong enough, you will easily give up. What I can tell you, my people, is that stay strong. Don't give up. If you give up, then they'll win. The good thing with the German law, as I said in my last video, the law is very clear. Discrimination of any kind is not allowed in this country. So if you can be able to get proof that you've been discriminated upon, you can report the company, even if they have not given you the job, and you actually get compensated for it, and the company will face sanctions from the German government. But still, they will find many, many ways of discriminating you, subtly, without telling you. And there are other cases, of course, even like when you're trying to look for an apartment, and all of a sudden, when they see you, the apartment becomes unavailable, and it's hard in such cases to prove that you're being discriminated. But I've read somewhere in newspapers that people, that there's a company, I don't remember where, I think it was in Bremen, the north of Germany, that there was a company that had records. They had created like codes, like if it's N, don't give an apartment to these people who are coded N, because either they're from Eastern Europe or they're Turkish or they're blacks, and we don't want such people. They don't fit our customer group. And I don't know if it's L, these are our people. I'm not saying that exactly the kind of coding they use, but they had coded people so that you don't get an apartment in their buildings, because that's the only way they could avoid giving you the apartment without being told that they're discriminating you. But just imagine, it is discrimination. It doesn't matter if you're coding it, if you're programming it, if you're coating it with color, it is still discrimination. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this video here. We can continue chatting on this topic, but me, as you know, I'm never going to give somebody the benefit of winning. I will fight to the very end until I have no more energy to fight. And I am glad I have an employer at the moment who is very welcoming. I mean, until now I've not seen a black person there. I've seen some people from the east of Europe, but they're not black. I'm the only black guy, but I'm treated like an equal, and I feel very welcomed there. And I am glad for that. But I know there are people out there who are facing discrimination even at their workplace, and they still have to wake up every morning to go to work. Guys, I wish you all the best. But if you can document that you're being discriminated, just get in touch with me. I can show you how to report such cases, and then the government will deal with the company. But I wish you all the best, and as I said, never give up. Guys, stay blessed, stay melanated, and as I always say, no matter which skin color you are, know that you are awesome. Bye! See you in the next video.